What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Nerdwide podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Haynes, with my friend who's just several hundred miles south of me right now in the Caribbean. This is Mr. Chris Rivers. Chris, how was your flight, and how is it down there?
Wonderful, wonderful. Jimmy Buffett lives right next door.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
So you've
We're
got
going
some
fishing later.
connections then.
Yeah, definitely.
How you been, Chris?
Uh, Better.
Yeah.
No, it was a rough week at work that we had to work till 3:30 in the morning every night, and then had to
Ah,
go in on Friday for 8.5 hours. So
was it
it
because of
was
the holiday break, or?
no, it was just we're behind in production, so they were like, "Hey, let's throw labor at it instead of."
Ugh. And
And
that
and
fixes
we we
everything.
we didn't even have the units to hit number,
Oh,
so it wouldn't have
well,
mattered anyways.
don't you just love when that happens? Just sitting
Yeah,
around twiddling your thumbs anyway. Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds about right. Well, guys, this is the Nerdwide Podcast, episode 51. Don't forget to subscribe to either our YouTube or podcasting service of your choice. If you enjoy the show, make sure you leave us a thumbs up on YouTube because you can't leave us a thumbs down anymore, suckers.
You can, but we can't see how
that,
many.
that's true. Well, I think we can. The
We
general
can.
public can't, though.
General public can.
Losers. If you don't enjoy what you see or hear, make sure you leave us a comment and let us know how we can improve the show. If you want to go that extra mile, you can always go to patreon.com/nerdwide and toss us a couple bucks that way for those three different tiers for all those fun little goodies if you want to do that. Listen, we've got actually some news to talk about here in all three of our segments we do here, on top of our TV shows and everything we watch them. Now, Chris, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this one off of everything you just said. But have you been watching anything new? Any new movies, new TV shows, anything fun at all?
No, a lot got put on the back burner
Yeah,
this week.
that's I hate that. But hopefully, here in the next couple of weeks,
Um,
that they slow y'all down a little bit.
yeah, all I watched was Hawkeye, Hit Monkey, and um, the movie that we're going to talk about.
Oh, it's exciting. I can't wait to talk about Hawkeye. I got a lot to talk about for it.
Yeah.
I have been watching. Started Supergirl now, and I say this from a place with love. This is the last season. I am maybe
It's
seven or
always great when something
yeah,
starts like that.
I'm maybe
This is
7 or 8 episodes into it. I don't know what happened or if it's always been this way and I just haven't noticed or cared. But a lot of their acting and CGI for this show is really, really bad. Like horridly bad. I played it. Jamie, she's watched up until I think season 3 or 4 of Supergirl, and I said, "Watch this with me real quick. Let me watch the episode with you." And she was like, "No, no, no, this is really bad." I said, "Oh," I said, "Just making sure I'm not the only one that feels this way." And yeah, it's Supergirl. Not starting off the strongest. I'm curious to see where it goes the end, but I don't. The acting is off. The CGI is off, and
Do you think that
it
they're
might be
just
COVID.
mailing it in,
Yeah, and it's
knowing that it's the final season, and they're like,
yeah.
eh,
So I don't. It also did that thing too where the first 3 episodes were connected to the last season. So like exactly how the Flash did. I think Legends of Tomorrow did that as well. Like the
right,
3 episodes were supposed to be in the last half of the season, but due to COVID, they had to push it back,
yeah.
which did not help it at all. But I'm curious to see where it goes. I don't the story that they've got going on right now. I'm just not really into. Don't really care about. But they had a time flashback episode, which I really enjoyed with her going to Midvale. So I thought they were trying to do like a little spin off, which they were not, thankfully. But, anyways. And then I watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the first episode of the season, which was a year, I think it was called like a year 2020 in review or something like that. And it was so the whole basis of this show is they're trying to be the worst people, the worst is the how the writing is. So like Rob McElhaney, Glenn Howard, and Charlie Day, they all said, "How do we make these characters the complete scum of the earth and but still be likable kind of thing?" So
Right.
they starts off with it's a hilarious episode. If anyone's watching the show, make sure you're staying up to date. But it was they had the PPP loan IRS guy come in to see what they spent their money on during 2020, and each one of the gang was a direct influence to what happened in 2020. Like one of the ones was selling masks for the white moms and stuff like that, and then they ran out of material, so they made raccoon skins and sold it to a guy who would put it as a hat and then as a vest. Stormed the Capitol, hit the face paint. Oh, it was like the Giuliani. I forget the politician's name. Robert Giuliani, maybe Rupert. So the whole face, the whole dye that he had during that press conference, you can see the dye coming down his face. That was Danny DeVito's fault for doing his hair. It was just like stuff like that. It was just so funny, and I can't wait to watch the rest of it. So I just thought that was fun. But Chris, they're not here to talk about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. They're here to talk spoilers of Hawkeye. Now, episode 3 was a lot of fun. It was very more superhero-y. So we're officially halfway through the season now. Full spoilers below here. But I was expecting to see Florence Pugh in this episode. But I think what IMDb is doing is saying that she's in all these episodes. So when she's actually in an episode, they can say, oh, we were right. I think they were just saying she's supposed to be in these episodes. Because last week, she was supposed to be in 4 episodes. This week, she's supposed to be in 3 episodes now. So that's what I think they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I kept looking for her,
Right.
and it never happened. Um, I was also looking for any mention. We got the mention of the uncle.
Mm-hmm. We even
said
saw the uncle.
Well,
His
I mean,
arm and like hip.
yeah, yeah. So I was looking at that, and of course, the big theory out there is that it's. I always have to think about his last name, Vincent
Mm-hmm.
D'Onofrio.
The guy who played the Kingpin in Daredevil.
Yeah.
And I can't wait.
So we'll see if he ends up being the guy. The scene that got me, and probably the same for you, is after Hawkeye's hearing aid has been smashed and they get
Mm-hmm.
back to the apartment, and his son calls,
Oh.
and she's translating, and he's trying to make small talk with his son, but he can't hear what he's saying, so he's saying things that are very generic,
Mm-hmm.
and his son's like, "It's okay if you won't be home for Christmas," and all that. And you're just like, "Oh,
Just
God."
heartbreaking, heart-wrenching stuff is what it was.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that scene because it showed the dynamic between Hawkeye and Kate.
uh-huh.
And I mean, but even before then, like we had a lot of world building. I'd say we saw Echo, we saw her life. I didn't realize she only had a leg and a half either, and she's as badass as she is. I can't wait for her to get her own show here in the next couple of years. I think 2022 is probably when we get that at the end of it, rather. But I did find out that Jeremy Renner learned ASL so he could talk to the actress that plays Echo.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I was like, dude, good for you. And I think I know Haley Steinfeld learned a little bit of it. I was like, yeah, that means a lot in the world too. And the way that the actress was telling Clint, talking about the hearing aid, she says, you rely on technology too much. And he said, I use 2 sticks and a string for a weapon of a choice. And I was like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then,
They had what was it that happened that was um, it was right around the time of the great little Easter egg with the Pym arrow.
yes, it was beautiful.
That was great. That was a nice little moment too of humor
Mm-hmm.
through that whole chase scene, because she's got one that's she's like, why do you have a plunger arrow? And they can't communicate because he's
Right.
lost his hearing
It's so
aid.
fun. Like, I think the beginning of that car chase scene was one of the funniest parts of the episode because she was talking about something and then he would talk about something else and then he came back to the conversation. Like it's like he was bringing it up for the first time. I said, "Dude,
Yeah.
you guys are perfect together. Like they have such good chemistry between Haley Steinfeld
Yeah.
and Jeremy." And
Yeah,
I
well,
just it's funny.
the little exchange on the subway,
You're right.
when he compliments her on being so good,
Right.
such a good archer, and then she has right before that commented on how, oh, I need to walk the dog and all.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That scene.
And then he comes back after he compliments her. You should really walk your dog,
They
don't
said
you
maybe
think?
we should walk the dog. So we didn't talk about it last week. I was listening to other people's reviews and things of the show. So the whole point of the dog was apparently the dog ate the watch, the Avengers watch, and that's why the dog is important or something like that. And I was like, I didn't pick that up in the first two episodes, but a lot of people have been talking about it, and that's why Lucky is still around. That's why she kept him or something. So I don't know, because they're all going after the watch.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to see if there's
I
anything
would.
crazy here.
I don't know. I didn't pick up on that either. Um, she seems to be an animal lover, and I would think
Yeah.
if he had swallowed a watch, she would have him
Yeah,
in a bet.
that's a little bit of a little extreme thing.
Yeah.
But what about the swordsman at the end? Now, I had
Oh
chills
yeah.
right when the ending
Yeah.
scene happened. I said, "Oh my god!"
Well, and
With his
I'm
own
sitting
sword.
there. Yeah. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm thinking, okay, how's this gonna play out?
Right.
And then the credits hit, and I'm like, no,
Yeah. That's
no.
halfway through the show. That's how you're gonna leave it. Oh,
Mm,
I can't wait. I'm really enjoying this. I haven't had a bad episode yet, or like that's really slow. But I mean, we're halfway through the show now. Loki
yeah.
had that a couple episodes for me. WandaVision, I don't think did. And Falcon and Winter Soldier didn't do it for me either. So, oh yes, it did.
Yeah.
Towards the end, Falcon and Winter Soldier had one episode for me that is just like I was kind of bored with. But I can't wait. I love Hawkeye. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of fun. All right,
Really
we've
good
got
show.
two news stories here. One of
Um,
which we'll go right into the MCU with Kobe Smulders will be reprising her role for Secret Invasion. I'm going to TVInsider.com by Martin Holmes. Colby Smulders is set to reprise her role as S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Maria Hill in Marvel's Secret Invasion, coming soon to Disney+. According to Deadline, Smulders will join Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, Kingsley Ben-Adir, Olivia Colman, and Emilia Clarke in the crossover comic event. The series will focus on affectionate, shape-shifting Skrulls who have infiltrated Earth for years.
yeah.
We got a
You have
little
a visitor.
guest on the show here. So, what are you doing? Oh, you're doing good? Okay. So, I'm excited. I don't know why I didn't think she wouldn't be in it. I don't know why I keep thinking she's tied into S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show.
Right.
But I'm glad she's back. It makes perfect sense that she's back. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's she's always been, I think, one of the fan favorite characters,
mm-hmm.
outside of the main group, of course,
Right.
of Avengers. So that's really good.
It's, it's just
Looking
how I
forward to
met your
that.
mother. That's all.
Yeah.
Next news story here I've got for you is Robbie Amell will be back on The Flash this season. And Chris, it is not a part of the five-piece Armageddon series going on right now. I'm going back
It
to
is not.
TVLine.com by Vlada Gelman. It seems Caitlin's frequent mention of her ex on The Flash this season is laying the groundwork for a comeback. Robbie Amell will reprise his role as Rami Raymond, aka one half of the original Firestorm, during 2 episodes of season 8, EW.com reports. First episode will appear in episode 11 long after the current Armageddon 5-part event wraps up on December 14th. The series will then resume with the fresh installments on its new night, Wednesday, March 9th. Oh, that's disgusting. See, this is what I'm talking about with CW. So their last episode is December 14th. They don't come back until March 9th, 3 months later. What's the point?
Yeah.
So, well, whatever. So that's when that's coming back. Robbie Amell is coming back to the CW verse, aka the Arrowverse, and that's very
It-
exciting because I
Yeah.
like him a lot.
You just have to wait till.
Next year, see him.
Yeah.
Not an intended dad joke pun there, but still next year. Releases this
Little
week. Not a thing. I don't have any new TV shows
Not-
this week.
nada.
Nothing.
Everybody's getting ready for holiday specials.
That's exactly what it is.
and things like that.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Charlie Brown. Um, on the movies. So, have you watched anything outside of?
No, I wanted to watch Spider-Man: Homecoming. I thought I had my digital code for it. I guess I gave it to my brother or something like that, so I wasn't able to watch it.
I
And
might have one.
it's not on anything either. You
I
don't
might
use the
have one.
digital?
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So if I didn't use that one, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Because I looked at Netflix, I looked at Hulu, looked at Disney Plus. Hulu has it upcoming. FX is playing it sometime this week, but I wanted to watch it before then.
Right.
Um, but couldn't find it, so I'll have to keep my watch along. I'll watch the re-review and then go from there. But no, that's all I watched. That and Free Guy, our TV show, our movie.
So uh, next week we'll review Free Guy, correct?
Yeah, if
Because
you
I didn't watch it this week.
yeah, I think you'll really enjoy
Um,
it. It's a lot of fun.
it's one that I'll be looking forward to. I did watch though, keeping with the holiday theme that I have going on behind me. Not really. It's A Boy Called Christmas
Yes, we
on
did.
Netflix.
Put it in Letterbox now.
I just put mine in. I gave it 3 stars. Um,
Yeah, that's where I
it,
come at.
it it was it was good. Um, it's a story of they don't really give you a year that I can
Mm-mm.
remember. So it's kind of done in a Princess Bride type style where you have a grandparent reading, or in this case, just telling a story to the the grandchildren, and so you see the story in flashback, as it were, as she's telling them the story. They've recently lost their mother, and the dad's gotten called to work late, so the grandmother has to come over and watch them. None of them really seem to like the grandmother. They think she's weird. They think she's strict or whatever.
Oh,
And
she's the aunt. His
I thought she was the grandmother.
was she the Jamie
I
the
thought I
the
thought it
old lady,
was.
Professor McGonagall? Who was she?
Huh?
Who was Professor McGonagall in that movie? Was she
She was their aunt,
the aunt?
but it don't
Uh,
really say whose aunt.
Oh, it
I
just
think
says
it is his aunt.
it's his aunt. Yeah, so I
oh,
guess a great aunt maybe somewhere down the
well,
line.
I got that wrong. I was thinking it was his wife's mom or
Yeah.
something like that. Anyway, what came about was through this backstory, we meet Nicholas, a young boy whose father, now his mother died
By the bear,
rela
right?
by the bear,
Okay. From the very first part of the movie.
which, yeah, which is kind of gruesome. But that's sort of probably a little bit of a shout out to the Grimm fairy tales, which had a lot of dark aspects to them.
Yeah.
Um, Nicholas, his mother used to call him Christmas,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently this is pre-Christmas,
Right.
um, because no one in the real world, so to speak, knows what Christmas is. Um,
And that's a weird nickname. If we're gonna be honest with each other, Christmas is a weird nickname.
Very strange.
Yeah. Hey
Yeah,
Nicholas,
even
I'm just gonna call you Christmas. I mean, nicknames
yeah.
usually shorter, have a little bit of a meaning somewhere down the line to the individual person. What'd you say?
She should have called him Xmas.
Xmas. Okay, I'm done with you. So no, I
It's
it was a good movie. I enjoyed seeing two of Hogwarts's professors in the show.
yes,
Uh, you had Professor McGonagall, you had Professor Horace, who was the king, which I thought the king was very kooky and wacky,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
couldn't understand if we were supposed to take him seriously or not. I gave it 3 stars as well. That's right around where I'm at with it. I fell asleep about halfway through it for like 10 minutes, so nothing. I didn't lose anything major, but I would. I really enjoyed this one. I wouldn't mind getting a part two if they make a part two, but again, it's also fine as it went off.
Yeah.
Um, got very dark about halfway through the movie randomly, with the dad,
Yeah.
and like for like that whole 15-20 minute exchange right in the middle of the movie got real dark. I was like, I did not expect it to turn this way, and
Uh-huh.
then it got better. But I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a good new Christmas movie to watch. Still not as good as the Christmas Chronicles that Netflix made the past
Yeah.
several years. But you know that you just can't beat Kurt Russell and his wife. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's just my 2 cents. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool seeing the history. Kristen Wiig was fun for the bit she was in.
Yeah.
Very rude. The mouse was probably my favorite. But
Yeah.
it was a good movie. I don't know if I'll watch it again. I mean, I'm sure I will down the road, but I don't think it's gonna be one of those that's you have to watch during Christmas kind of movie. Not for me, at least.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Not like these three.
It
Not,
was.
not like these three. So.
It was. The cool thing about it, I thought, where it got fun, like really fun, was when he gets to what they call it, Elfenheim.
Elfenheim.
Elfenheim, where you have all the elves hide, and there he meets the truth pixie
Mm-hmm.
that she can't tell she can't tell a lie, and so she doesn't have any friends
Yeah.
because she said no one wants to hear the truth all the time.
Which is disheartening.
Yeah, but she plays a pivotal role later in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Which my
uh,
oldest daughter called when we first met her.
right?
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, she said, it's because she said X, Y, and Z. I said, oh. And then the movie played out and the thing happened. And she goes, see, told you. I said, okay. I didn't even catch that. So,
But yeah, it's really entertaining. Um, I gave it 3 stars. I would say it's probably, like you said, not an every Christmas watch, but if they advertise it's back on there in a couple 3 years,
mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll fire it up.
I know if Stella right here behind me ever asks, why is Christmas important, I'm just gonna show her that movie.
Yeah.
And say this is where it came from.
Hey, you do get to meet the first of Santa's reindeers apparently with Blitzen.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was a cool, nice little touch.
Yeah. So with the little boy's name being Nicholas, I guess we're supposed to believe that he becomes Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's a good old Saint
Um,
Nick.
So I do think that there will be a part 2.
I'm down for it. Actually, I could probably Google
Maybe
it.
maybe they'll tie it to the Christmas Chronicles and it'll
Stop
turn
it.
out this is the prequel.
Making their own little Christmas verse.
Yeah. This is Kurt Russell when he was younger. Um, Next week we will talk Free Guy, and we will also review, to keep the Christmas theme running, Home Sweet Home Alone. This is Tyler's pick.
It's we'll see if it holds up to the original. I doubt it.
I don't. Yeah, I highly doubt it. But we'll go in. We'll see. We'll see. On to movie news. First up, from Variety, we have a little MCU news. This is reported by Rebecca Rubin and Adam B. Very. Tom Holland will return for more Spider-Man movies after No Way Home, says producer Amy Pascal. It appears Spider-Man No Way Home will not be Tom Holland's last outing as Marvel's friendly neighborhood web-slinger. According to longtime Spider-Man producer Amy Pascal, Holland is expected to keep playing the role for more movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is not the last movie we're going to make with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie, she told movie ticketing site Fandango on Monday. We're getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. It just isn't part of... We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to go on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies.
That is huge. And because I don't think that there's been a deal that's come out yet. Because usually whenever this is supposed to be like one of his last movies with the MCU. And the fact that she said they're thinking of this as 3 different films, which makes us believe there is a deal either in the works, it's already been struck, and we don't know about it. Well, the next paragraph of your story, if I would just shut my mouth in. let you read.
Yeah, it says no deals have been formalized. Insiders say, however, Sony's a big fan of Holland in the title role and enjoys a good working relationship with Marvel, one it would like to see continue. And there's actually a related story linked below this
Mm.
to sort of point out his good working relationship with Sony. They're making a movie on the life of Fred Astaire, and Tom Holland is set to play Fred Astaire in that movie.
Hmm.
So he's got another project he's doing there for with Sony outside of the
Well,
MCU.
well, you got
It,
Uncharted as well as a Sony film.
yeah,
So
so he's between Sony and Marvel. He's doing just fine for
yeah,
himself.
you can tell he's got a special relationship with Amy because we reported a couple weeks back, or talked about a couple weeks back, that he drove to her house when they heard that the deal was falling through with MCU,
Yeah,
and that just shows you their relationship. And she obviously loves him and believes in him too, to put him in so many different films. So
yeah, absolutely. It does make you wonder though, because he did come out and say he feels like he needs to pass the torch by the time he's 30,
mm-hmm.
which I think he's 24 or 25 right now. So
Let me see how
he's
old.
got he's got time.
Right. Yeah, he's 25.
Yeah, so he's got time.
Yeah.
That's time enough for them to make another trilogy and have him show up in two or three
Pass
other
the
Marvel
torch.
movies. Yeah. Next news item from IGN, reported by Logan Plant. Spider-Man No Way Home pre-sales are the biggest since Avengers Endgame. It says No Way Home still isn't out for over 2 weeks, but the ticket pre-sales are already off the charts. Deadline reports No Way Home's first day of pre-sales on Fandango have surpassed 2019's Avengers Endgame, which ended up opening at $357 million. No Way Home also passed Black Widow's first day pre-sale in just 2 hours, which held the previous record for 2021. It
I'm not
also beat
shocked
out
though.
no, it also beat out huge pre-pandemic blockbusters like Avengers: Infinity War, Spider-Man: Far From Home, and three recent Star Wars movies, The Last Jedi, Rogue One, and The Rise of Skywalker.
Mm, mm,
Um,
mm.
the Spider-Man movies have always done well, so yeah, it's not really a surprise
No, especially
that
with
this
as
is
much
happening.
as this has been hyped up too. I mean,
Yeah,
I was lucky enough to get tickets. Apparently, a lot of people are having issues. I woke up that next morning because I went live on Sunday night at like midnight or 1 o'clock. I was looking if I woke up my normal time, I'd go to the gym, and I said, how many tickets do I need to buy? I said, okay, so about 7 tickets, easy. No issues. And so now we've got opening night, 8:30 at night, and we're gonna go watch some Spider Man. I'm so excited.
well, a buddy of mine at work got a ticket to a showing at the theater in Lebanon,
Mm-hmm.
and he actually showed me his phone. And when he bought his, I think this was like Tuesday or Wednesday night, that particular showing in that theater was, I think, 5 tickets had been sold.
Really? I
Yeah,
guess it probably just depends on location and them where you're
probably.
trying to buy them from. I think ours will be sold out.
Yeah,
But eventually, I think if it's not already sold out, but I mean, it's not the latest, but it's not the earliest either. So it's
yeah.
still opening night, and I can't wait. I don't care if I don't sleep that night, which depends on how great this movie is. I probably won't. So
All right, final bit of movie news. This is important for our podcast
yeah,
because
because we love it.
it harkens back to one that we reviewed early on from Collider and Aiden King. Enola Holmes 2. Henry Cavill wraps filming on the sequel. Um, Last May, it was announced Enola Holmes 2, the sequel to the smash hit Netflix film about Sherlock Holmes's equally clever younger sister, would be coming to the streaming service with stars Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill returning. Now, thanks to an Instagram video posted by Cavill, we know he's finished filming on the project. The video did not shed a lot of details about the film. Instead, Cavill simply made the claim before launching into a motivational message to his followers. Uh, he said, "Today was my last day on Enola Holmes. and the entire day I was thinking about not coming out and doing this run. It was a little dark and a little chilly, and I was convincing myself all day long that those are all good reasons not to run. However, I came out here, I did it, I've loved it, and it feels really, really good. So if you're sitting at home thinking about not training today, throw those trainers on, get out there and do it. You won't regret it.
I
It does
can't wait for
point
this
out
movie.
it does point out we don't know what the plot is for this sequel.
I
But
don't want to know what it is. Just give it to me. I just want to watch it. But
yeah,
I didn't realize they'd already be filming so soon. You know.
I'm surprised that we don't have at least a general time for when this is going to drop. Um, Normally, I would think they would give us like a month at least,
Yeah.
but not yet. Looking forward to it though. It's going to be
Hmm.
really good. Um, Two new releases this week, both in theaters only. December the 10th for both of them, West Side Story and Don't Look Up.
I'll just slow it down then.
But
Also, I didn't put it in here, but Into the Spider-Verse 2 dropped a teaser trailer last
oh
night
yeah,
on
that's right.
Saturday. And it is called Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Part 1. So we are at least getting another movie, and they are making them both simultaneously.
Mhm.
So Oscar Isaac is back as Spider-Man 2099, and everyone else is back, and they look older, so I can't. Oh, it looks so good. Into the Spider-Verse is one of my favorite Spider-Man films, and it's absolutely beautiful and stunning. I can't wait for it.
Should be really good.
I
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm surprised we got a teaser when we did too. So, Chris, I know you had a busy week. You been playing any fun video games at all this week at all?
Very little. Just doing some daily objectives on some stuff.
Yeah. I think I haven't played a whole lot. With majority, the biggest story thing I've been playing is Fortnite had its new season drop today. A new chapter, new map, new game, new guns, new
New
environment stuff,
game.
new games. A lot of new stuff that we've played several games so far. It's a lot of fun. The Rock is officially in Fortnite, which it's been speculated for 2 years now, 3 years, because there's been a character that is a robot, is a guy in a metal suit, but the metal suit pieces look like his tattoos. So people are like, oh, that's The Rock. And we heard his voice 2 seasons ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago, and everyone says, "Oh no, that's The Rock," and it's never been confirmed until now. So this little cutscene trailer they did, he took his helmet off. But before then, before the new season started, The Rock was doing his normal thing like he does in the gym, taking a video of his gym, doing an inspirational speech. He, his Zoa, his energy drink he drinks and sells. It was in a fridge behind him. He pulls the fridge open, and there's a helmet of the foundation of who he is in the video game, and then shuts it, and it just keeps going on. Nothing's going on. So it was perfect. It was just so much fun. It's a good new season. If you haven't been playing for a while, try jumping in on this one. A lot of pleasant surprises with the gunplay and just the Fortnite of it all. So uh, video game news. Our biggest one for me at least. Let's just be honest. The video game awards are this Thursday, and I cannot wait. Already a lot of stars going to be there. Keanu Reeves is going to be there. Giancarlo Esposito is going to be there. Simu Liu is there. A lot of these people are announcing and presenting, so it's just going to be a lot of fun. Sting, the guitarist, will be there. It's going to be Magic Dragons. I mean, I could go on for days. So
And if you want to hear about the nominees, you can check out our last episode
yes,
where Tyler ran down all 30 categories.
yeah, all 30, 3-0. So
Yeah.
Um, speaking of coming out this, I think the end of this week, beginning of next week, our new PlayStation Plus games for December. We've got for PlayStation 5, Godfall, the Challenger Edition, and then for PS4, which you get all these with your PlayStation 5, is Mortal Shell and Lego DC Supervillains. Now, Chris, I've heard a lot of good things about Lego DC Supervillains, so I will definitely be downloading that and potentially playing it. So we'll see.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna download it, it's kind of nice to play it.
Yeah, I mean, I add them to my library. So
We
I
all
get,
we all do it though,
yeah,
right?
just add more to the backlog that already keeps filling up. So,
Yeah.
The real big news story here I've got is PlayStation is getting their own Game Pass. I'm going to Polygon.com by Michael McWhorter. Sony is reportedly planning a new subscription service aimed at competing with Microsoft's popular Xbox Game Pass, according to Bloomberg. Reportedly codenamed Spartacus, the unannounced subscription service could offer access to retro PlayStation games on top of existing PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now benefits. Spartacus would merge two existing services, Bloomberg reports, which is PlayStation Plus, the subscription that unlocks online multiplayer in many PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games and offers monthly access to a library of titles, and PlayStation Now, the cloud gaming streaming service that gives players access to PlayStation 2, 3, 4, and PlayStation 5 and on PC games. Bloomberg says the new PlayStation service, which would retain the PlayStation Plus branding, would be multi-tiered and only the highest level would allow access to retro PS1, 2, 3, and 4 and PSP games. Polygon has reached out to Sony for a comment on Bloomberg's report and will update when the company responds. So, this is awesome news. I like this, and obviously Game Pass is the best deal in gaming and will stay the best deal in gaming. There's no way that PlayStation is, once this comes out, Spartacus, if you will, is going to release their first-party games day and date like Microsoft is. Like, we've got Halo Infinite, little spoiler for our releases. The campaign comes out December 8th, which is the full game of it. So the multiplayer will get a rehaul as well, and the campaign comes out. There's no way PlayStation does that with their titles. And everyone says this is great that they're doing this. Everyone's been wondering if PlayStation was going to. But with the way that their services and systems line up, they're not going to do that. I will be shocked if, like, the new Spider-Man game, and this is out, if they release it day and date. I would be absolutely shocked. Now, would I buy it? I don't know. I love Game Pass too much, so Game Pass comes with too much stuff. So
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
still
I mean,
exciting.
that's. We talked a few months back about how it seems like as things change, um, we're getting away from those console exclusives,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you've already got Game Pass and console exclusives are becoming less and less, there's not much to buy this service for unless they do same day
Right.
Spartacus releases. Because like if I'm really looking forward to God of War, right? I'm just gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll buy those select few titles, and then I'll wait to get anything else whenever it's on sale.
Well, that's how I thought with Game Pass. That's exactly how it was going to be. I did it with Outriders at the beginning of this year because it came day and date to Game Pass, but I bought it the full $60 MSRP for it. I have not bought a new Xbox Game Studios game since, like Forza and then Halo as well. I told myself I was going to buy them, but I'm not going to because those games will not ever come out of Game Pass because I mean those are your flagship titles for Game Pass. So if they ever would, which is okay, I will, but it won't be. I haven't bought an Xbox
Well,
Game Studio games in a long time.
if anything, they'll come out when the next installment of them drops.
Yeah.
So
But,
by
I mean,
then
it's,
you won't care about the one that's out now. You'll be
no,
like, yeah, I want the new one.
I can't. There's no way. Listen, we've got a new Halo coming out this week. It's been
Ooh,
like 7 years, I think, since the last one, Halo 5.
they've been promising this one for 3.
Yeah. Hey, by what we've seen though, I am okay with the delays they've had because this game could have ended up like Battlefield right now or Cyberpunk. Let's use Cyberpunk for the
Yeah.
example. The
Yeah.
campaign could have been Cyberpunk, Chris, and we would be having a different conversation of should 343 let go of Halo. But from everything that I've heard and seen, which I think the review embargo lifts at 12:01 tomorrow morning for the campaign. From what I've heard, the people have played the first couple missions of the campaign, it is so good and so fun. And I cannot wait. Like I've already blocked off. I said Tuesday, Destiny's 30th anniversary content drops. I'm unavailable that night. Wednesday, Halo Infinite drops. I'm unavailable that night. And then Thursday is Video Game Awards, which I plan to sit in this chair and watch it and maybe play games. I doubt I'll be able to play games just because I'll be so in tune to it. Because this is my Oscars and stuff like that. So
Right.
Eventually, I'd like to have like big parties for it, but they're hard to do parties on Thursday night in the middle of a work week. So
Yeah, a little bit.
yeah, but I asked off, so because I had to. But guys, that has been the Nerdwide podcast. Thank you all so much for listening and watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to share it on your favorite social media platforms. Don't forget to rate and review this podcast on your favorite podcasting apps. Let us know what you thought down below of A Boy Called Christmas. Did you enjoy seeing Professor McGonagall give you stories? Because I would honestly, even at my age of 28, I would still allow her to read me Christmas stories from memory and be enthralled by her because she's just phenomenal. Social media, you can follow the Nerdwide account on Facebook at nerdwide.com, on Twitter at nerd_wide. You can follow me personally at Ty_Haynes, and you can follow Chris at MavTN7. As always, guys, this has been the Nerdwide podcast, and we cannot wait to get to you next time after the Video Game Awards, and I cannot wait to talk about all the reveals that happens. Everyone have a good, safe week, and we'll see you then.
Later, guys.